Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is so late here and I just got home from work a little while ago. I am exhausted, but the dedication is real. So today I'm just going to do a little tutorial with my Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes Moonlight palette. It is beautiful. I feel like I don't give this enough love. I mean, look at the mirror. It's not even like dirty. So that says a lot. That says I don't use it very much, and it's not for me not liking it. I just tend to reach for other things on my makeup counter here. So I'm going to give it some love. I'm going to do a little tutorial, and I already have a base on. I have my ugly little hat here that makes an appearance in some of my other videos and gives me a migraine after a while, so it's already starting. For a base, I am wearing Hourglass Hydrated Skin Tint Veil in the shade 6. For powder, I got Laura Mercier. That is a good one. Translucent. I tend to prefer Huda in Cherry Blossom, but I didn't want to waste too much of that for this, so I just went with my Laura Mercier Translucent. It's another good one. And then a little mix of high and low for concealer. Instead of the Natasha Denona that I usually use, I'm using another good one, which is Maybelline Age Rewind Eraser here. That's a good one. And I like the little tip to it. It makes it for an easy application. That's a good one. And for blush, I'm obsessed with these Patrick Todd duos. The packaging drives me absolutely crazy with the fingerprints, but I used She's Seductive. It looks like this. It's beautiful. His technique is you actually go in with the powder before the cream. You punch it up with the cream afterwards. So that's the base, and I just have a gloss on. A little NYX Fat Oil in Chillin' Like a Villain. So that's what I'm doing. I'm chilling like a villain at almost 10 o'clock at night. So yep, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna chill like a villain tonight, and we're gonna do a little tutorial with the Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes Moonlight palette. And I'm going to do a different look on each eye, I think. So let's see. This is very much cool toned, this palette. I think I'll do two different transition shades for each eye. And we'll just go in. We'll just see what we're going to do. So as I've said before, I always like Rephr brushes. I just find that they have the best quality. They're made in Japan with real goat hair. I'm going to go in with the Rephr number 16. Looks like this. And let's just go for it. I was going to make a get ready for work video, but I have to be in. I worked so late tonight, and I have to be in kind of early tomorrow. And I'm just like, it ain't happening. So I think for this eye over here, I'm going to go in with this transition shade right here. And on the back, they don't really have shade names. It's EM3. So creative. So I'm just going to, these are kind of powerful from what I recall. So we'll just do a little, normally I would prime my eyes. You know what? I'm going to do that. Let's just do it. Let's be proper in this video. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it right. So I like to use the Rare Beauty primer. It looks like this. And I mentioned before, primer helps with longevity. I'm not gonna need this all night. I'm gonna go to bed after this and sleep like a baby. But it also cancels out the blue little veins in your... Still haven't done my nails, guys, but don't come for me. Cancels out the blue veins in your eyes. Helps with longevity of your eyeshadow and helps prevent creasing. Kind of get that up there a little bit. Rare Beauty makes a good one. All sorts of brands make eyeshadow primers, but I've been influenced. I know there's been other channels that have recommended this one. Patty Alonso is a really good channel to go watch. She uses this one all the time, so I went with Rare Beauty. Okay, so I already put some color on that. I think this was EM3. Put a little more on. Tap off the excess. And let's go. I know I said I was going to do this eye. I'm going to start with this eye. And I'm just going to start in the crease. And that has some payoff to it, so... And like I've said before, I kind of put the transition shades all over my lids. Man, this really takes me back when so I used to come home from working in the ER all day and just get myself a couple bottles of wine and just do makeup. And but I wouldn't be filming myself doing it. Damn, I should have been. Drunk makeup with Amanda. That would have been quite the channel. Probably would have gotten myself in trouble though. Probably would have lost my job. Maybe it's a good thing I didn't do that. That is a beautiful shade. And this is blending out really nicely. Real nicely. Bring it down a little bit. Onto the lid. But yeah, like I've said before, I used to come home and just put on YouTube, watch Tati Westbrook, Jeffree Star, put on a face of makeup, take it off, put on another face. I was doing makeup a lot different back then. A lot more eyeshadow based colors. It wasn't as like focused on blush. It was a lot more highlighter back then, I'll say that. Okay. You can always go back and blend that out. I'm trying to think what I'm going to use in the outer corner. So he's got some, I think for this, I'm going to do, should have thought about this before I started. I'm going to go gray in the outer corner. Yeah, gray in the outer corner. And then, yeah, let's just go for it. I'm trying to think what I'm going to do under the eye. I think I'm going to do blue under, I think I'm going to do this under the eye. A pop of blue. That blue is stunning. Really should have thought about this before I started. I'm just winging it, you guys. Good thing I'm not doing this before work. Okay, and then I'm going to go in for my outer corner. When I build up the outer corner, I like to use a reference number 15. Okay, I'm going to go very lightly with that because I don't know how powerful that's going to be. Okay. Yeah. That has some pigment to it. This is not what I pictured myself doing at like 10 o'clock at night today after the day I've had. But you know what? This is kind of cathartic. This is just enough to kind of smoke out the outer edge. This is pretty. And I'm just going back and forth, windshield wiper motions, a little bit on the outer edge, just a little dusting of a smoky eye. And I'm going back with the reference number 16 that had that transition shade. And I'm just kind of marrying those two colors together. Fixing that right there. Okay. Okay. And then I'm going to go in with the 16 again, the reference number 16 that had the transition shade. I'm going back in with the transition shade. 1, 2, 3. Tap off the excess. I'm going to go under the eye a little bit. I know I said I'm going to go in with the blue under the eye. but I'm just starting with that. And then I'm going to go in with the 15. Just checking it out. This has some beautiful sparkle shades. I'm trying to decide which sparkle shade I want to put over the lid. Okay. And this is where this could take a turn for the worse. Let me just kind of fix that gray smoky a little bit. Let me just smoke that a little more. Really get that off. Just smoke that out a little bit more. Really just, like you guys know, I said in previous videos, this is good for me that I'm doing this because I shy away from smoky eyes as of lately. So it's kind of like this channel. I can't believe I'm like putting myself out there like this, first of all, with this channel, but second of all, I'm like doing all this in front of you guys. Like, we're learning together. Okay, and then blend that out. Probably not making any sense because my brain is running on 0 sleep. Blend out that edge. I'm going back and forth with the the transition, the brush I use for the transition shade, the Refer 16. I'm trying to blend that little smoky edge. You see what I'm doing there? And then you go kind of step back and see how it is from a distance. This has a nice mirror in it. Okay, now this is where this kid goes even further south. I'm gonna go in with that blue. Oh boy, right on the tip. Get off that excess. And I'm gonna do the trick where I make it real small. Make an ugly face. Put blue right under. Right under the lash line. And I'm not going all the way in. Just like that. It's gonna look kind of weird until I put lashes on. And you could do that on the top lash line. Ooh, do I want to do that? I might want to do that. That could ruin it right here. Making like my own little liner. Just gonna stamp in that. Okay, I'm gonna leave it like that. So it kind of looks like a liner. Kind of looks like that. Something in my eye. This is what it looks like without. Oh, in an inner corner, I'm gonna put on lashes. Not put on lashes. I still keep forgetting to buy. I'm gonna start doing falsies for you guys, but I have to buy them. So there's a great inner corner right here. Right there. I'll cue the allergies. I'm gonna wipe my nose for a second. That's embarrassing. Great inner corner shade right there. I'm just gonna hit that inner corner. Okay, for a second. Okay. And then I think for an all over lid shade, ooh, I'm gonna swatch them for a second. 1, 2, 3, and let's see what they look like. So one. 1, 2, 3. They're like, Which one do I want over the top? I want a cool toned one. This one's going to be too dark. This one's pulling gold. I think I'm going to go with. And I already forget which one that was. That's funny. I think it was this one. That's funny. I think it was this one. This one right here. Okay, I'm going to put that all over the lid. Very gently. So I'm going to have one eye totally done while I do the other eye. Okay, it's just like a gentle sparkle. It's not like a Pat McGrath Astral Blitz shade. So if you're expecting that, that's not what it is. I mean, it's pretty. Don't get me wrong, it's a sparkle, but it's not that. So I'll be right back and I will put on mascara. Okay, I'm back. One eye is completely done. My mascara came out so crazy. It was not working, but properly, I should say. But this is one eye completely done. And now we'll move on to the other eye. So the other obvious transition shade. So the last transition shade I used, the shades I used was this, and this. So for this eye, I am going to use this shade, probably this shade to deepen out the outer corner, and I'll put this shade over it. I might put this inner corner didn't really do much. I might put that in the inner corner. I might punch up the inner corner with that one. We'll see. But for underneath the eye, I think I'm gonna put this underneath the eye too. Yeah, so let's go for it. I used my little color switch here to kind of clean out my brushes a bit in between. That's what the color switch does. So let's go for it. So I'm going in with my reference number 16, and let's go in the crease with, this is EM5. Such creative names. Makeup by Mario stuff is great. I need to buy more Makeup by Mario. I need to buy more Makeup by Mario. Okay. I've never, like, before this moment of making a YouTube channel, I've never filmed myself putting on makeup. It's weird. I've never had to, like, think about what I look like as I'm putting on makeup. It's really awkward. Okay. Kind of affects how I'm putting on my makeup. Wow, that really, like, comes off a lot. So I need to really blend that out a little better. It's a beautiful shade though for a transition shade. I love these shades. And they're really soft. That, because I'm really fair, is really comes off on me. Like, let me just blend out that kind of harsh edge. It's really pretty though. I've only used this palette like a couple times for like nice occasions. Like around, I think I used it, I forget if this came out around I think this was a holiday launch for him, and I used it around then. That's a pretty shade. I've said before, the uglier the face you make while you're doing your makeup, the better your makeup's gonna come out. So don't be afraid, even if you're filming a YouTube video. Okay. Okay, that's blended out into oblivion, which is what you want for a transition shade. You want it to be blended out so you can almost not see it. Okay. Maybe just put a little more. They have some kickback, but I've said before, kickback isn't necessarily a bad thing. It just means you're going to get some good payoff. I'm going to actually put that shade. I put transition shades all over the lid and up a bit. Okay. And I'm going to put some of it underneath my lid too, even though I'm going to put that darker shade underneath my lid too. Makeup is so fun. Okay. So now I'm going to go in with my Rephr number 15, also a dome-shaped brush. Let me make sure I really get, I don't want blue on this side. Get yourself a color switch. They look like this. They are lifesavers when you're in between washes with your brushes. Okay, I'm going to go in with this color right here. I should see if he's still, I know this was limited edition, but I should see if he still has this palette at Sephora. Okay, very softly, and always hold your brushes at the very edge. Oh, that is a strong color. That is going to make a smoky eye. Let me take some color off of there. You guys know I'm afraid of smoky eyes. Let me just blend that into the crease. And blend it up. And I'm going to go back again with the other brush and marry those two colors together. That's pretty though. Kind of looks very similar to this side. You almost can't tell that I was using different colors. Very pretty though. And I just went back in with my Rephr 16 with the transition shade. And I'm marrying those two together. Just softening up the edges. Okay. Okay. This is another cool tone palette. I was always, for cool tone palettes, using the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette. Is that what it's called? Yes. I always keep on my vanity table here, my within reach. What I just did, I went in with this darker one on my Rephr 15. I'm going to go under the lid now. I always keep within reach palettes that I use regularly. So that way, because things that are out of sight are out of mind, right? So likewise, if there's something you think you want to use more often, just put it out on your makeup table. Make a little lighter. I'm going to blend this more into the eye. Darker shade. Okay. All right. Let's see. So this is where we're at before lashes. And then I'm going to come back with lashes on and it'll be the final look. I lied. We're going to do a sparkle. Okay. We're also going to do an inner corner. It's late here, you guys. Bear with me. Okay, so the inner corner shade is this one here, but I found for the last one, it didn't really do much. So I might punch it up. Well, it's kind of doing something there. In person, it's translating as like a nice light shade, but I think I'm going to punch it up with this little sparkly so you guys can see something. Yeah, you can see a little more there. And then I'm going to put, for like a sparkle, I'm going to use this right here. We'll put that all over the lid just to make it pretty. Oh, that's pretty. And then I'll come back with mascara on. Sorry about that, you guys. I really jumped the gun there for a second. This would have been two of the same eye. So that's like, I used that shade right there. Getting ahead of myself there. Okay. Now I'll come back with mascara. Okay, I'm back and I have mascara on both eyes now. And just as I suspected, they kind of look like the same look. But that's just the way I did it. I stuck with my comfort shades. But you can definitely get a lot more looks out of this palette than just the ones that I did. I mean, there's some beautiful gunmetal grays in here. I could have used the blue more. The sparkles are beautiful. They're no Pat McGrath Astral Blitz shades, but the mattes are easily blendable. You know, it's got a lot more that you can do with it than what I did here tonight. It's late here and I just wanted to use it the way that I know I would use the palette. Is it my #1 palette in my collection? No. Is it my favorite cool tone palette? Also no. My favorite cool tone palette is my Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette. This is just my favorite palette. If I had to go reach for one, if I needed a cool tone palette, it would be this one. But I still love that Makeup by Mario palette, and I'm glad I got to play with it today a little bit more. So yeah, thank you for watching my video. If you like makeup, if you like makeup reviews, tutorials, anything like that, subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.